What is up, people? It is VikingsOwn, and I'm back with Terrance, of course. Another episode of greatness. It is time to answer questions.
Okay, Terrance here, and our first question is from St. Louis Cards Rams Tigers 94. His question is, how about the Mizzou basketball team?
Well, Mizzou is pretty good at basketball this year. I haven't been following them that heavily, but I've noticed they are ranked pretty high and doing solid. I think you guys have a great shot for good season.
I say I haven't followed Mizzou basketball ever in my life, but I saw one of your games once. I think Kansas should be worried about the Big 12 title.
Indeed.
Okay, our next question reads, how many more wins will the Bucks have than the T-Wolves? And that was Badgers Packers 12 asking it.
Oh, like the Bucks are going to get more wins than the Timberwolves. Do you guys have Kevin Love? No, you don't.
Okay, we have Kevin Love. You have Andrew Bogut. Okay? Andrew Bogut, Kevin Love. I take Kevin Love. I think we have 7 more wins than you.
I think we have 20 more wins than you.
Okay, our next question is from Packer Backer 54904. His question is, why do the Vikings, Gophers, T-Wolves, and Twins suck much dick?
Why would you ask a question like that? Because the answer is false.
Please.
Because tell me why you would even think that, just because we've had one bad year for the Twins and the Timberwolves. What about all your teams? Oh, yeah. Big deal.
And
Gopher basketball is good.
What about the Wild? First in hockey.
Best team in the NHL. We'll get to that later.
You don't even have an NHL team.
Exactly, and don't say NHL sucks. You wouldn't say that if you had an NHL team. You're just jealous.
Okay, our last question is from Illini for Life. His question is, why is Illini b-ball so much better than Gopher b-ball? What?
We're 8-1. You guys barely beat, who is that, Saint Bona whatever?
Saint Bonifacia, something like that. What the heck?
You guys scored 48 on them.
Who have you played? We played good teams. We beat good teams. We lost one game.
We beat Virginia Tech. You did not. All right? Enough.
Illini for Life? That's enough.
Now we are going to call our special guest Jimmy, who is never available on Thursdays, but we're going to get him on the phone again like that other time and the time before that.
Okay, so we're going to talk the Vikings now. And Vikings, we're 2-10, and it's been a struggle. First-year coach, first-year quarterback. Adrian Peterson's been hurt, but we've seen a lot of bright things. Like the guy pictured there, Percy Harvin. What a game last week. I know, it was sad, but Percy Harvin was amazing.
Hey, guys.
Oh, hey, Jimmy.
Hey, we are on the show right now.
Sweet.
Give us intake on our loss to the Broncos last week.
It was pretty devastating. That Tebow guy, he's taken the league by storm. I thought we had it won when we got the ball back at the end with a minute so left, but those late picks, I mean, that's to be expected from a rookie.
Well, it shouldn't be, but it was. It's just the way things panned out. I think we'll get redemption against the Lions because we barely lost to them in the game before.
Yeah. Just we would have won, but Ponder's 3 turnovers were key. The red zone one, the end of the game one, the fumble, it was just too much.
Our defense was very good at first. Yeah. So, anything else you want to add
about last week's game?
Hold on.
No.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it was just a bad game. We'll get better next week.
So, the Lions game.
Yeah.
Lions are coming off a bit of a losing streak. What do you think is key to winning this game in the Ford Field?
I think the key is force turnovers and pound the football. Run it all day.
Exactly. Our last 2 games, we are without Adrian Peterson. We clearly would have won against the Falcons and the Broncos if we would have had Adrian Peterson. So, let's just hope for some good, solid football here.
Yes. I think my keys to the game are Ponder and not turning it over. We would have beat the Broncos if he didn't turn it over. I think we beat the Lions because he throws 3 touchdowns and doesn't throw a pick. And Percy Harvin gets 2 of those touchdowns.
The thing about the Vikings is we've got more swagger than you could ever dream of. But we need to execute it more, all right? So, I think we've discussed as much as we did. Do you think we need to say anything else about the upcoming Lions game?
Yes, Go Vikings. We will win by a final score of 34-14.
Yes.
I predict a final score of 28-0.
We win.
All right, now it's Gopher Hoops time. That great time.
Look at that picture. They're so much fun.
Yes, it is just showing the Gopher chemistry and just the fun the Gophers have out on the court. Jimmy, what do you have to say about the Gophers?
8-1.
I think 9.
9-1.
I think we are amazing. That's really all I have to say.
Truly great. This Gopher team just touches my heart. We're so good this year, and I don't think anyone in the Big Ten can really beat us. We might have a couple bad games in the Big Ten, but we're probably the most talented.
I can't see why we're not ranked.
Team.
And Wisconsin and Illinois are ranked. It just blows my mind.
It doesn't make sense.
Illinois is awful.
I know. They barely beat whatever St. Bona something.
Yeah, they're like St. Bona.
Yeah.
It's St. Bona something.
We haven't played anyone that good yet, but once we start in the Big Ten schedule, we will be a dominant force. The barn will go crazy for us.
Yes. And there's 2 words that come to mind when I think Gopher basketball. One is amazing, one is great. We could be amazing, but we lost Mbakwe. So we're going to be great this year. I think we still finish second in the Big Ten, but if we had Mbakwe, we would be amazing.
Yes, the thing is, this Gopher team, they aren't the most experienced team, and losing a guy like that can really hurt at times. But I think the adversity that the Gophers have will be overcome.
Remember weeks ago when we talked about an unknown guard? We found one.
Indeed, we have. All right, so this guy we're talking about, Julian Welsh, 00. He is truly coming on this year. I really like his style. What do you have to say?
I think he's great. I was worried about Mbakwe when he got hurt, but this guy, he is proving something to everybody. He is going to be the reason why we do not struggle without Mbakwe.
Exactly. This Gopher team, Tubby Smith says that adversity must be overcome through strength and normal abilities. Normal abilities as in playing like you just don't even think about it.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing. We're just going out there and shooting hoops. Like we're just we're little kids just shooting hoops in the driveway only.
Yes.
We have fun.
Okay.
Exactly.
Jimmy, what do you think about the barn?
The barn, it is the best college nickname, first of all.
Indeed.
Second of all, it's fantastic. It is amazing. Best student section in the country.
Most intimidating home court in all of college basketball, hands down.
No doubt.
No doubt.
Indeed. Indeedly doodly.
You guys, next we're going to talk about our hockey team, the Minnesota Wild.
We are a great team. The Minnesota Wild have just gone off this hockey season. It is fantastic. I am so proud to be a Wild fan because I knew we were this good, but we just had to show it.
Yes, we have great defense. Great defense.
And defense wins championships. It doesn't matter what sport, defense will always win the
We give up
championships.
2.1 goals per game. But the weak thing is we only score 2.4.
That is a weakness, but we need to just keep this goaltending is great.
I know, Jimmy, you're not a huge Wild fan, but what do you think about this season so far?
I think it's been pretty good. It's been pretty fun going to the games with you guys. But,
Yeah.
I wasn't a huge hockey fan before this season, but I'm getting pretty into it. I'm pretty excited about the Wilds.
When you're in Minnesota, hockey is huge. Everyone knows
It
that
is.
now. You got to get used to it because that's just how it is. Hockey is it.
Yes. Hockey is
I
it.
know.
The it factor.
Oh, sorry.
Speaking about hockey, our Gopher hockey team is pretty good. We're ranked number 1.
Go for hockey. It's just a tradition. We are just so good.
We go to a lot of Wild games, but we go to all the Gopher hockey games.
The student section, intimidation, gotta love them Gophs and them Wild. So,
Yes.
would you like to talk a little bit about the Heisman?
Yay! I'm pumped for the Heisman because there are 5 wonderful student athletes. Andrew
Indeed.
Luck, Trent Richardson, Monte Ball, Tyrann Mathieu, and and Griffin III.
RG3, of course.
So, Jimmy, who wins? Why? By how many votes?
I think I would vote for Ball, but I hate him because he goes to Wisconsin.
Exactly.
So I would say it's gonna be Robert Griffin III, and I think because he's on a Baylor team with only 3 good players, him, Ganaway, and Kendall Wright, and he puts the team on his back, and I think he gets every single first place vote.
Okay.
Not bad.
I think the winner is Matthew, the 5'9" cornerback who's 175 pounds. Number 7 wins it for LSU.
My Heisman pick, I do think Robert Griffin deserves to win it. However, I don't think the voters will give him the Heisman. I firmly believe that the winner of the trophy will be Trent Richardson because the voters are biased and they're stupid. That is what I have to say. I don't hate Trent Richardson, but I don't think he deserves the Heisman. But I think he will get it.
VikingsOwn, do you know what I just saw through the window?
What?
The shout-out bird. Shout-out bird just flew by. Jimmy, what's your shout-out?
My shout-out is to my college professor for algebra. He is cool. I saw him at the basketball game the other day. We talked. He's a big fan. I like him.
Shout-out is to Albert the Man Pujols for leaving the Cardinals and signing the 10-year contract with the LA of A Angels. My hero, leaving that horrible city, that dump in the Midwest, and just making me happy when my good friend Pickett Van Jones was crying.
My shout out is to all places in the world because what would the world be like without places? That is all for today, everybody.
Goodbye, Viking Nation.
Have a great Viking day and a great Viking week. VikingsOwn out.